What's going on, everybody? How the heck are we? Let me just make sure my audio settings are correct. Just in case I need to hear. What's going on, everyone? How are my lab rats doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon? Doing good, doing bad, doing great. I'd imagine after this morning's fucking chop fest, some of you guys might be hurting a little bit, licking your wounds. Does that ring a bell? Is that ringing any bells? Get situated in here. Let everyone kind of settle in. Tell me how your day's going. Summer PA in full force. I mean, yeah. Usually goes this way. People refuse to just go out and enjoy their summer, so instead they sit in front of the charts all damn day and try to take trades. So, I don't know. Can't blame the market too much. To be fair, I don't think it's been all that bad. I might be the odd man out on this one, but I don't think it's been all that bad. Last week was great. This week, well, we know what this week's been like. But after last week, expecting this week to look like this makes a little bit of sense, you know? Big expansion week last week, off the heels of forming an SMR the week prior. Almost a 6% week, and now we're just kind of chopping. So we might be setting kind of an inside weekly candle maybe. And next week could be good. But there's still some week left to go, right? So it doesn't necessarily need to be a write-off by any stretch. So let's see what happens. For those of you wondering, I actually am currently long. I've been long for a bit now. Up about 55 points. I kind of got sucked into the AM. I kind of got sucked into the AM chop a little bit too, not too much, but then I kind of took a step back and I was like, wait a minute. We're just kind of trading inside of the CPI range here. The only invalidation level is the actual CPI low itself. So what I ended up doing was just buying down here, moving my stop. I was a little bit tighter with my stop, putting it below the this previous hourly low that we had swept. So initially stop was at the 780s. Now I've just managed it to this low here, so we have like a 20-point stop. So about half risk. I want to see if we can get up into this AM high. So yeah, we'll see. It's been kind of gross, but we can kind of talk about this chop today because I think a lot of you guys might have questions, or some of you might have gotten caught up in it, and I can give you some of my thoughts. Maybe that'll help you avoid it in the future, or at least foresee it so it doesn't, completely tear your shit up. Okay. So we can go on the NQ, because I don't need to look at the M and Q. Do I need to look at the micro? So coming into the overnight session, I mean, everything was looking prime for expansions higher. And we did get that, right? Like from the open before 9:30, I mean, we were up over 1% of the day, 340 points from our open. We had a nice daily low SMT with YM. We had a nice 15-minute bullish breaker and order block. Really good SMR in this little piece of price action right here. Projections take you up to the Monday or the Tuesday high. and previous weekly high. We have yet to tag the previous weekly high. I do think that is the draw for the week yet. I'm not exactly willing to cut any sort of bullish bias loose just yet. Mainly because we don't have a shred of bearish bias or bearish structure to confirm any sort of bearish PA. So like I personally think if you shorted today, I think it should have been maybe a shorter term play, because you're going to get cooked. You're going to get cooked on shorts without high time frame context in alignment with it, right? So we swept out Monday's high. That was your bearish context for the week until we go and form the low of the week, right? So if we use that kind of logic in tandem with like the weekly open, you could see, right, the high of the week to the weekly open takes you down to -2, -2.5, which is exactly where we kind of formed our low of the week. So that's a very good confluence there. SMT at, I believe, which low is it with YM? Yeah, SMT with these daily lows down here. So really, you have SMT kind of with this low here. So you have that, and then you have some more daily low SMT here with YM sweeping out the previous daily low. Right here during Asia. And then we kind of start to frame higher prices from here. So I've been bullish all day, but it's very easy to get sucked in to the low time frame, i.e. inside of here, anticipating that this is just going to be a retracement and expansion. Okay. Now, something to keep in mind. When you are trying to trade internal to external, you kind of need an internal price point to actually push you higher. We don't really have that, right? You have a sloppy 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute range that is this singular and a CPI candle. So you don't really have any internal to work off of. So internal to external kind of doesn't apply here. Okay. Now, how can you anticipate that anything trading inside of anything, inside of a range, inside of this range is going to be low probability? Well, you need to know how to pick your invalidation points, right? That's going to be your biggest deciding factor in determining high probability invalidations, right? Is understanding that high time frame, the high time frame chart or intermediate time frame chart is going to guide you as to where your invalidation points are, right? So we create this 15-minute data candle from CPI. NQ sweeps out this previous hourly low here. You can see ES and YM both fail to take it. So NQ swept liquidity, ESYM failed. And then we get a confirmation higher from here. Makes this an invalidation level. Okay. Then we retrace, and then we get some SMT at the data low with YM and ES. That's all fine and dandy, but that doesn't mean that NQ automatically has a new invalidation point at these lows that the SMT formed, where the SMT formed. The invalidation point remains at the low that the SMT formed at, if you know what I mean, right? It's the low that NQ failed to take that is the invalidation point, okay? That's a little tip for SMTs. So that's number 2, okay? Another thing you can look into is, where's this consolidation occurring? If you take just the data candle range, we'll pull a fib, you can pull it to the high. That's the actual dealing range. We're consolidating here right at 50%. That's highly, highly conducive of a consolidation area, right? You typically see expansion through, you either see kind of parabolic expansions through 50%, or you can see consolidations like this. In this scenario, we're bullish. You want to see 50% get respected for sure, but when you're trading a range like this and your invalidation point isn't below, is all the way down here, you're not going to have a good time trying to pick low time frame points of interest for entry with a stop loss below here, because 50%, you're going to see consolidation at 50% of a range quite often, right? So it's best to just identify your invalidation points and your ranges that you're using with the high time frame. Don't get sucked into the low time frame like this. I feel like a lot of people did, even I did a little bit, right? Because it gave you, look at how many invalidations it gave you. It gave you, so you had your, whatchamacallit, your data low SMT right here at 940. You even got a 1 minute bullish breaker off of that. That failed. And then it goes and it creates another bullish breaker on the 1 minute. That failed too. And then it doesn't really create any other breakers from there. But then it sweeps out that low again. And then what happens here is we formed SMT with ES at the data low, I believe. I think that's kind of the deciding factor. Yeah, so this spike lower here at 1031, that was kind of your sign for us to potentially form some sort of reversal off of there, right? Obviously, you would need to wait for a bullish breaker to form, which would be closures above this high, which we failed to take that high here. So then we go and we sweep up this new low. And then we get a nice clean bullish breaker off of that we can use for entry. So it was a messy, messy day. You would have been so much better off if you just stuck on the high time frame and just said to yourself, okay, I think we're going higher. But I don't want to place my stop in the middle of the range where NQ is forming that failure swing SMT. I can just enter long inside here somewhere, stop at this low, target previous weekly high. You can do that, or you can just sit it out. You don't have to get involved in this chop, right? It probably by like 10:15, you should have known that we were just choppy. Right? 10:15, 10:30. After that, I mean, shit. Not much else to say. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts on the day. I haven't spent a whole lot of time reviewing today's PA, but one thing that I know for sure is that when you create a very large news candle or data candle like this, it's best to just use the extremes as your invalidations, and don't get too antsy to place stops inside of this range, because price can do whatever it wants. Price can do whatever it wants inside of here and still be valid to go higher. Okay. What's up, HM? What's up, Body? Hi, Sue. Sorry, guys, I'm not ignoring chat. I was just sharing my thoughts. Got 4 W's today during Asia and London. That's crazy work. Good stuff. I mean, continuations would have eaten during Asia and London. So, fair play to you. Fair play to you, indeed. Nose is itchy. Itchy, itchy. Bray Delivery Masterclass. How much for a private session, sir? You know, I don't even charge. You can come in here and get free streaming, baby. Free streaming. I haven't done coaching in a long time. I used to. This week's PA has been dog poop, man. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of that. Been hearing a lot of that. But I'm gonna be in the camp of the people that tell you to not blame the market. No one's making you trade it. No one's making you trade it. And typically, dog shit markets are where you learn the most. So, if you're struggling, if you're having a tough time, maybe take a step back and like take a look in the mirror. Because I know what you mean. It has been frustrating. Yesterday's longs. Is it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday's longs. I got the low a day. During Asia on Tuesday, yesterday. And even that got invalidated. Everything looked fucking great. Daily for value gap, daily low SMT, bullish 50-minute breaker in alignment with, or that's overlap with the digital open. Like everything about it was just absolute buttery smooth. And even that failed. I was like, holy shit. Like I would have, actually I doubled my risk on that trade, to be honest with you. Thankfully I got a partial off. And I basically I got like a small loss because I added a bit. But that trade was like, I thought that was going to previous weekly high. No fucking doubt about it. And even that didn't work. So I trade AM's model, just zero setup. So well, daily has no idea where it wants to go. I mean, yeah, we're just chopping on the daily. So it's yeah. Fuck, I don't know. I could pick every like excuse under the sun as to why PA is bad, but like shit, like none of it's like easily applicable to the daily or to the intraday side of things, right? Like I could say like I could be that guy who's like, well, look over here, look at all this low resistance. Look at all this, sorry, high resistance we have over here or in this range. No wonder we're chopping in here. Well, I mean, yeah, no shit. But the truth of the matter is if you're consolidating, if you see a consolidation like this on the daily chart, just chill. Just chill. Use this range. As you can see, we've got some SMT at this low currently with YM. So it might just be a grinder higher until we get through some of these highs because we're just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just all the new week opening gaps that we have through here that are causing some shit. But yeah. All year, this specific price point between 30,000 and 29,000. That $1,000 range has just been absolutely terrible to trade. So, yeah. Going into the week, everything looked prime. Yeah, long the M15 breaker, 1:45 a.m. closed after CPI pump, much at peace. Yeah, I mean that if you did that, then you're laughing, and you're laughing. That 1:45 breaker was it 1:45 or 12:45? Like 12:45, you mean? This fella right here. But yeah, that shit was nice. Not complaining. If this was easy, everyone would have made it. Exactly. I stopped looking at the charts when 930 made a deep retrace after CPI. Yeah, I honestly thought that 930 was just going to expand into previous weekly high, to be honest. That seemed like the most logical scenario because 830 manipulated, 930 should have expanded. Once we did that, you could probably start leaning towards maybe a potential of it being a choppy AM session. Sounds like Bray is an order flow trader with 30K acting as POC. Funny thing is, I don't even know what a fucking POC is. I've heard it. I can't remember the acronym for it. I can't remember. It's not even important, but it's bothering me that I can't remember. Point of control? Yes. Okay, Oscar. Oscar confirmed. Point of control. I did say it just before Oscar sent it, so I wasn't cheating, I promise. Most volume traded. Okay. Yeah. I feel like more and more people are getting into order flow. Not me. I don't give a shit what you trade. You make money and you show insane consistency and adherence to your process and you believe in it like the fucking Bible, then I don't care how you do it. You could trade fucking harmonic bat patterns. I don't care. If you make money, I got respect for you. Except for maybe like the CRT boys. That may be the CRT boys. Those guys, I don't know about those guys. They're a little edgy. A little annoying. Can you say donkey once in your accent? Like my Canadian accent? Donkey. Or do you want me to say it like Shrek? I could say it like Shrek too. Or like when I say it like with a little bit of mustard on it. Like if I say like if you took today's 9:30 a.m. long, you're a fucking donkey. If that's what you mean, then yeah. Does SMT work on higher time frame like weekly or monthly? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It just takes longer for them to confirm, right? Yeah, you're a donkey if you took 9:30 today. Yeah, I see what you mean. What's up with CRT guys? I don't know, dude. They're just fucking. They have the biggest egos. They somehow think that they're above all. Man, it's just. I'm not gonna complain, but I have very little expectations for today's PM session. Just being real. Need to see some sort of expansion up out of here. This consolidation is good and all, but but damn. Makes being long right now kind of annoying. I'm tired. I'm tired, boys. Do you sit or stand when you wipe? I'm a sit guy. I'm like a sit and lean guy. What about you? I used to stand. A half squat. Interesting. Fucking crazy how it's getting worse and worse. When do you think we'll see a change for the better, or you think this is the new trading PI? What's new about it? Markets have been consolidating since the dawn of time. There's nothing new about this PA, dude. There's nothing new about it. Market's doing what it's always done. We just have a different way of driving price because we have a deranged man in the office that has a lot of influence on the markets. Did you guys hear? I heard that he's being sued for selling his Truth Social signals, basically. I'm not complaining, but can you just kick this man out of office? Can't really do anything. There's nothing we can do. With everything that he's done, like it's a surprise that he's still allowed to be president. But when you hire the very people that are responsible for firing you and impeaching you, kind of makes you invincible, you know? Good luck, Oscar, on your long. Yeah, Asia and London have been much cleaner. You kind of just get those rotations. I mean, if you had told me that Asia session, if you told me last year or like 2 years ago that Asia session would actually be good and like really well, like really tradable, I'd probably laugh at you. But things can change. But as far as price delivery goes, I mean, market's doing what it's always done. The timing's a little bit different because like New York session has been kind of shit as of late, but not untradeable. Not like completely out of whack that like you can't make money on it. You just have to adapt. Turns out insider trading is frowned upon. Yeah. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Yes, leading the way. I don't like that. Don't like it. But good thing is, Asia might be fire tonight. We consolidated all day. As soon as 9:30 hit, we consolidated all day. So we can just use this range for a long play up into the previous daily high and previous weekly high. How's this daily candle closing as it stands? Very bullish. So might have a chance. Might be pretty good. ES is catching a bid here, which I said I don't like. I don't like when ES is a leader. I like it in the middle. prefer NQ to be the leader, but I am starting to show a little bit of grit here too. I'm not going to frame anything out of this consolidation. It's more or less just you see expansions above, you want to see it hold. But nothing to frame, to be honest. We're kind of just stuck in this spot here. Mm-hmm. 857 is where you're long from, Oscar. Okay. So you're kind of down where I am. I'm 841. We could sit through this shit together. Pull the fibs off of this 1 minute breaker. $938. Keep an eye on that level, 938. So 007, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Here we go. Here we go. Looking a little more lively now, hey? want to see YM get up above its lunch high. No funny business. How long have I been holding this? Since noon. Since noon. What's up, Justin? How's it going, man? Wait. What's up, JL? First, my rockin', Trade Fly, and trying out these lucid dailies. I think they go hard. I don't trade enough news, or I don't really trade news at all, really. I don't need to. But I like the daily payout idea. I'm trying out the lucid dailies. Not like aggressively trading them, but those two. I've had trouble scaling this year, dude. Honestly, like it's been back and forth. Like I'll get a payout, I'll try scaling, and then I hit a slump, and it's like just back and forth. So I need to be better at scaling. It's not like the mental aspect of things, it's just I think timing. So I think I kind of need to like time, like, you know, when PA is good, maybe that's when I'll scale instead of just like as soon as I get the payout. push it into it. Don't like just immediately push it into, you know, into more scaling or more evals. But yeah, admittedly, I've had a tough time scaling this year. What are you rocking? You're a take profit lad, aren't you? You've got a few. You like Lucids too. Lucid, Tradeify, take profit. Back after a quick walk, market's still chopping. Yeah, you haven't missed nothing, dude. You haven't missed nothing. I'm trading your model, but I didn't find no entry today. Well, then I don't think you were trading my model. My model is also not like one specific thing, right? Like I have a few entry models, so maybe you just didn't see it that way, but yeah, I'm long. I'm long from the low. So I kind of ended up I got sucked in, I think, for a couple trades in here. Yeah, I can walk you through it. That's what I'll do that right now. Saw this consolidation here. I was just having a tough time. Like this Trump candle was dog shit. I got stopped on that, admittedly. And then I kind of just sat and waited. And then I just kind of took a look back on the 15-minute. I was like, I mean, why am I forcing inside this range here? So honestly, what I saw was we had this SMT, this data low SMT with ES and YM at the data low, right? This 830 low being your data low candle. Bottom. Yeah, SMT at that data low. NQ had already swept out this hourly low here. NQ and ES, or YM and ES failed to take out this low. So NQ swept its liquidity and then failed. So you kind of have that strength switch. What was your Trump candle trade? Honestly, I also got stopped at the same time. Same thing as you, probably would have been 1 minute change of state of delivery and breaker block prior to 10:30 and then just a stop out. With an invalidation at the 10 a.m. low. And then into this trade, I basically just entered. I saw that we were starting to form criteria. So if I go back here, you can kind of see. So NQ and ES and YM or NQ SMT at the data low here. NQ failing to take this liquidity, and then it sweeps out this previous hourly low, and ES and YM fail to take it out. So once that occurred, essentially I saw this sweep here. And then kind of started to see us just form this here. And I didn't enter off of a low time frame entry signature. I just saw the hourly SMT after creating the data low SMT. We had a breaker swing prepped. We had a high time frame breaker prepped on the 5. The projections looked okay. So I honestly just entered using the 15-minute. So I entered kind of, where was my 841? Basically right inside this IFVG. Stop loss at the low that we swept at 830. Because I didn't want that extra 35 points of risk. So I was just willing to eat that risk. That's pretty much it. So it basically looks like this. Kind of just use this framework, but I didn't use it as an invalidation point because I didn't want to get sucked in to all of these stop outs, right? So it kind of looks like that. Then we got the IFEG. You get your breaker. So like that would have been fine, but I just didn't want to get sucked into trading the low time frame, looking for a invalidation point within this range. I just wanted to use some sort of higher time frame level instead. So it really isn't fancy. It's a little bit unconventional from what I normally do. Like obviously you want to see 50-minute POI, lower time frame entry confirmation on the 1 minute. and then use this low as your invalidation. But like I said earlier in the stream, when you don't really have a POI, it's just we're trading in a range. So your invalidation point kind of becomes the low. And then kind of the second best invalidation is going to be the low that we swept out. Because if we swept out this low, we have no business or no need to go back to it, right? It's already been swept. So a little bit different. But sometimes you gotta be a little dirty, I guess, right? Gotta be a little dirty. Especially when the PA is like that. You gotta just slow it down, give yourself a little bit more breathing room with your stops, and just like stay off the 1 minute. Noted, we need more content from you, mate. You disappeared from YouTube a long time ago. I did, yeah. I stopped posting on my YouTube. But I still post stuff. I'm in here multiple times a week sharing stuff. But I do miss making YouTube videos. I have Instagram that I post like short form content. So I'll do trade breakdowns and like a lot of carousel stuff in there. So I have some good shit in there. It's still a fairly new Instagram account, but I've got quite a few posts. I've got trade breakdown after trade breakdown. I've got an entry checklist. I've got some carousels on stop loss placement, stuff like that. But yeah, mainly I'm in here streaming in the lab live multiple times a week, between 2 and 5 times a week, doing just this. So yeah. If I were to create some YouTube videos though, what do you guys want to see? I don't mind creating them. I'll be honest though, it just is very hard for me personally to try to grow my Twitter, try to grow my Instagram, stream here, maintain everything outside of trading, and also YouTube. Right? It's so hard to scale, not scale, kind of spread your content across multiple platforms. X and Instagram are very easy because they're very interchangeable. If I create a carousel on Instagram, I can move that over to X, and I can maybe do like a little bit more of a topical study or a write-up on X, because X is like better for like writing stuff, like writing copy. But YouTube, it's like long form videos. So I could post shorts over into YouTube, I suppose. But yeah, I'd do it for the long form stuff. So I don't know. It's hard. I learned from you since the lab Discord days, mate. Just drop more knowledge, like 1 video a week or in 2 weeks. Do my best. Oh, and I'm also, I've also got a newsletter that I have to start posting in too. So, man, lots on the go. And I've still got to be a trader. I drop a lot of knowledge in streams though, I would say. Especially in the PMs. PMs are where I drop some knowledge. It's where we talk ball. AM is kind of busy because there's usually multiple streamers and it's hard to like take over. I don't like to take over the conversation just to teach something unless it's like regarding a specific position. Okay, so we've deleted SMT with lunch high. I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens. We got a lot of breathing room here. I don't imagine I will get a TP. It's probably just going to be kind of close out at 4. I don't want to see any sort of 50-minute bearish breakers get confirmed here. We do have a previous 4-hour high SMT, kind of an inside 4-hour candle. And then Q. And Q being the stronger asset. So ES is sweeping out its previous 4-hour high. Yeah. Confirming this 50-minute bearish breaker will be kind of a telltale sign. I'll probably move BE at that point if we do confirm it. And then just let it rip. Bray, honestly, lately the issue I've seen with new traders are focusing more on growing their socials rather than actually improving their trading. Yeah, and I think I agree. I think the reason for that is all these new traders, they don't want to be good. They just want people to think that they're good. You know? Like they just want people to think that they're good. They want that external validation instead of like actually putting in the work. Because it's easier to post online and like build reputation online through others by like posting profits, posting this, that, or the other, posting lifestyle, and like just LARP content. It's a lot easier to do that and build validation through that than actually putting in the work and actually building a good reputation with yourself. The reason why these people will never be happy in life is because they get all of their validation from other people. Like, I'm not going to say names, but you guys know who. You guys will have someone in mind when I say this person, when I describe this person. The person who posts just P&L, their lifestyle, where like their Ferraris, their mansions, their vacations, all this, that, and the other, watches, they LARP, and they virtue signal with, you need to be doing this. Like when I was a new trader, I did this, now I do this. And like, they don't have any sort of track record or any sort of like actual depth to what they're saying. It's just fucking drivel. Those people are probably some of the saddest people on the planet because they're basically trying to keep up with an image of who people think they are in private, when really they're a totally different person in private. Okay, so there's a 15-minute bearish breaker confirmed. Sad but true. Yeah, totally. So that's my thoughts on it. People, it's a lot easier to get external validation than internal validation. So like deep down, just know that these people fucking LARP online and have no business charging people money or taking advantage of people. They're sad. They're sad people inside. They just don't show it. Bray, what's the best time to visit Canada considering I'm Asian and I can't tolerate very cold weather? I would say it depends on where you want to travel to. I assume you're not wanting to travel to like central Canada. So you're probably wanting to travel either East Coast or West Coast. Between the months of May and September are probably your best bet. You're going to find more, a better climate on the West Coast. Like BC will have better climate. But yeah, May to September. Our summers are amazing. I think our summers are like top tier. Our weather is so good. It's not too hot. It's not like cloudy. It's like it's not too humid or dry. It's like a perfect mix. But our winters suck. Winters are cold. Yeah, that's what our winters are like. Gavin is bang on with that one. Sask winters, like Central Canada winters are shit. But like West Coast, like BC winters are good. But like, I can't imagine spending Christmas without snow. I can't imagine spending, like, I think about how like I grew up. Like some of the best parts about winter, like I don't know, you kind of build a life surrounding winter, right? So like for me, winter is like snow on the ground, playing outside, going skating, going to the outdoor rink, playing hockey, going snowboarding, you know? So like I do have a soft spot for winter, but like there's some days where I'm like, why the fuck do I live here? You know? So Ray, can you talk about your entry and reversals? I always get stopped out during retracement after candle surpasses CISD. Yeah, so I don't trade CISDs for entries. When I'm looking for reversals, I use breakers. So let's try to find something. So step number one, I guess we'll just go in steps. So step one, obviously, with any sort of entry that you're going to take, assuming you're taking a low time frame entry, you need some sort of high time frame supporting POI, right? Whether that be a 15-minute for value gap, or any high time frame, not just 15-minute, a high time frame for value gap, a high time frame liquidity pool, a high time frame breaker. Any sort of POI, you know, you need something to support low time frame ideas, right? Because time frame alignment, right? Top down analysis, it requires a high time frame idea, and then you build into your low time frame entry. Okay. So without high time frame support and confluences that help your idea, you don't have a trade. Okay. So number one, you need high time frame, right? So that brings you into step number two. Right? Step number two, you need to see a divergence, right? An SMT divergence. Not you, me, but I'm recommending that you use SMT divergence. SMT divergence at that POI. My POIs, I should have added, are typically going to be liquidity and for value gaps. Those are my two POIs, highs and lows and for value gaps. It's all you need. You don't need fucking reapers. You don't need mitigation blocks. You don't need what the hell else? Medusa. What's his new one? What's his new POI? Suspension blocks. You don't need all that dog shit. You just need liquidity pools and internal levels, right? Liquidity and fair value gaps. All you need. Okay. And then step 2, SMT divergence at that POI. Step 3, okay, breaker block. We'll say low time frame. Low time frame, bullish, not bullish, but any bullish or bearish. Low time frame breaker block confirmation, okay? This here is a big part of catching good reversals. Waiting for the breaker to confirm, not the OB. Because POI or reversals or SMRs, they kind of come in three steps, right? Step 1 is typically your turtle soup or like your liquidity purge or liquidity raid or whatever you want to call it, your turtle soup, your raid on liquidity. Then you get your OB. So that's number 2. Then you get your breaker. This is kind of like the sequence of an SMR. Number 1, run on liquidity with SMT, of course. Those two, liquidity and SMT, kind of go hand in hand. I'll just ride that there. Okay. Then you have your OB. Okay. Then your breaker. Waiting for this is going to be a key factor, right? Because if a reversal is characterized by a change or a market structure shift above a high that took a low, then why wouldn't you wait? And that's exactly what a breaker block is. Why wouldn't you wait for the breaker? Because the OB is like the change of state of delivery. It's above a body. You're not wrong to do that, but the higher probability entry when trading reversals is going to be the breaker block. When you're trading continuations, you can trade OBs. Okay, kind of what Leo does. He waits for, so I'll take the OB, or sorry, I'll take the breaker. He'll wait for a retracement into the breaker, and then a confirmation of the down close candles, the closure above the down close candles, or the internal change of state, and he'll take that. So he'll enter there, I'll enter here. Okay, let me find an example. Let's just go, fuck, they're everywhere. You can probably find one here. Okay. 50-minute for value gap. We'll just say there's SMT here. I'm just trying to point to you the structure. So let's go here. All right. Let's just say that we're capturing this internal to external at minimum. So like that's what, like 43 points during pre-London. This is a 50-minute swing. There's probably going to be a 1-minute breaker. There's probably going to be a 1-minute SMR sequence within here. Okay. So this is a little bit of a different one. So we have a swing low, swing high. Okay. This one you have to get a little creative. Count your swing points. Swing low, swing high, lower low. Closure above that. Oops. And keep in mind, this is during the Asia session. I'll find another example too when we have a little more volume. Closure above here is your confirmation of your breaker. Take that. And then what Leo would do is he would wait for a retracement. I would be entering right here inside the breaker. Leo would enter upon closure above the down close candles that traded into my POI for his continuation. He would have missed an entry here, or he would have just like bought inside of this candle. Or he would have bought here, and then he would have captured an expansion there. So like, I think that's probably going to be your missing key. If you're trading reversals, trade breakers. If you're trading continuations, trade internal CISDs, right? Because in a bullish market maker model, right? In a market maker buy model, down close candles will be used as support for price to go higher. And up close candles on the left side of the curve will be used as support to carry price higher. Okay? So if I draw just like the up close candles, they're not always going to be hit, but we're not going to use this one. This one's fucking tiny. We can probably use these guys here. So like left side of the curve, right side of the curve. Up close candle, use this support. Down close candle, it's almost like old selling is new buying. And then those down close candles that traded into these up close candles, it's kind of like a hand, think of it like a handshake. Okay? This is mitigation. On this side is a mitigation block. Right? By mitigation, I mean there's people who are short here, then they get underwater and they mitigate their losses and flip. That's what HFT algos do. Okay? Market makers do that too. You can see left side of the curve, all the up close candles in this sell side get used as support. Right? This one here, look at that. Look at the precision on that. Yeah. And here. And then, yeah, down close candles on the right side of the curve of a market maker buy model will be used as support. That's why T-Trade's model works so well. Okay, let's check in current PA. Does that help? Who even asked me that question? June. Let's call you June. I don't want to mispronounce it. All right, so it's using that bearish breaker here. I'm just gonna. Oh, why did it kick me? Let me just go to my phone. I don't feel like logging in. I logged in on my phone. Okay, I am moving stops. My BE. See if we can capture an expansion. Maybe 3 o'clock can expand us up out of here. But I'm BE. So whatever I get, I get. If I had better SMT at the highs here, I'd probably be just closing it, but I'm gonna let it ride. Okay, let's go back and look at another example. Okay. Let's find something like clean, which is going to be pretty hard to do. Pretty hard. The PA has been. We'll have to go back and look at last week. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll use this. Okay. No bullish breaker set here yet on the 15. Here's 930. We have SMT at Asia low, London low. So many forms of SMT here. We get a bullish 15-minute breaker. There's your confirmation. See you later, HM. Right? Now, if you want, I mean, PA is bullish here. So technically you could use kind of this new week opening gap as your POI, your internal to external. what you could just do is right. So on the low time frame, you could buy down here, or you could even buy the 5 minute. The 5 minute is cleaner. And then what Leo would do, you take the breaker, enter on the breaker here. Enter on the breaker down here, and then once you close above these down close candles, right there, then you would enter on those down close on this kind of changes data delivery here. And that's how you trade your continuation. Right? Same thing again. Closure above. Technically, this would be your entry. Let's see that. So that's kind of how you play it. I would go looking into T-Trade's fractal model. That's what Leo's model is based off of. That's what a lot of traders' models are based off of. He deserves a lot of the credit. But yeah, long story short, wait for the breaker when you're trading SMRs. That's the long and short of it. I want to see just an expansion. Instead of hindsight, let's use current one you just confirmed for NQ short. Where would be your target? Wouldn't be it against your long position? No. What SMT do we even have that's worth looking at? We've got so much bullish SMT here. We don't have any sort of bearish confirmation. This bearish breaker on the 15-minute is internal, right? And if I learned anything from today, it's that I don't want to be taking invalidation points that are inside internal, okay? So while yes, you have SMT with the previous 4-hour high. Okay, fair. What was that 4-hour high responsible for? Not much. Okay. Just because it's a previous 4-hour high, it doesn't mean that that it was high quality. Okay. It has to be responsible for something, right? Yeah, I know, Mike. SMT with the S, but like, what did that high do? Nothing. So it's about weighing probabilities, right? So while I said, yes, this bearish breaker can potentially be a detriment to my long position, which is why I went break even, it's not something that I'm willing to flip on or close out of, because I do still think that I have the upper hand kind of directionally, okay? But I will entertain that idea and say, let's say that this is a short worth taking. What you would do is you'd want to wait for obviously 15-minute confirmation. You need a high time frame POI on your side, right? So you wait for us to trade into this POI. And if you want to just short the 15-minute bearish breaker, you can. And then if you want to capture continuations, what you would wait for is the closure below these bodies on the 1 minute, because we traded into the 50-minute POI. And then you got closure below. these up close candles here, those should be used as support. Trade into them. And trade lower. For me, the high time frame lacked some confluence. Hence why I just went break even. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Not something I was willing to flip on. If it had maybe AM high SMT with ES, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is fucking sweet. But it's not for me. And then the target would probably just be these lows. But yeah. They're not all trades and not all opportunities are created equally. So you have to kind of be able to, well, you have to have a method for like weighing probabilities. And that's kind of what I've done. That's what I've done here anyway. But doesn't mean that I'm going to be right. It just means that that's just how I manage my risk, right? I don't make those sorts of decisions because I think that I'm going to be 100% right on them, right? There's obviously no such thing as 100% win rate. You just have to be on the side that you agree with most and what your findings kind of lead to. And then that just dictates how you manage your risk, right? Kind of like a step down. Yes, the trade is valid, but since I'm already in a position, I'm not willing to close and flip because it's not higher probability to me based on my findings, but it is concerning enough that I'm willing to reduce risk to break even in case that I'm wrong, right? So it's kind of like a step down from a full-blown flip. Hope that makes sense. And Q's being a little dramatic. Where am I? I think 841 is where I'm at. Yeah, 841 and a quarter. I don't know what we need. I don't know what we need. Probably just Asia session. Just need Asia session to take us somewhere. At this point, the PM is just buns, dude. We'll go for like another 15. Go for another 15 and then call her a day. Cut you guys loose. I'm trading in a way that an exit should be an entry in opposite direction. And seeing you reading it, your reading instinct told me you should TP your long, so I should explain this earlier. You could have told me this right when I should have taken it, and I wouldn't have listened to you because I'm not a signal bot. I'm following my rules, brother. You can follow yours. Ain't nobody can tell me shit. Always willing to learn and listen, but when it comes to managing an active position, I do not listen to anyone. Anyone. So I kind of disagree that I should have TP'd. That's outcome-based thinking. Not to be a dick, but yeah. There's 330. Still not seeing any sort of weakness from ES or YM. They're sort of trailing a little lower, but at this point in time, it's just a matter of leaving it. Probably going to get stop BE. Almost certainly going to get stop BE. Which is totally cool. Probably just gonna... I might actually trade Asia tonight, given how shitty today's AM and PM was. Asia's gonna be banging as usual. I ignored all the signs that it's not going to go higher and hoped. Learned your lesson today. I mean, it's all about following your plan, right? That too is outcome-based thinking, Oscar. Follow your process. Profits will follow. You just gotta be okay with being wrong sometimes. Comes with the territory of playing in a business that is not 100% certainty ever. And I don't think there were many high probability signs that we weren't going higher. There were signs, but high probability? Some maybe. I won't discount that. But to me, not particularly. If anything, I think it's just setting a range for us to play during the overnight sessions. That's all. That 50-minute break and did not close above. I mean, sure, if you want to trade an internal breaker like that, then by all means. But this ain't a bearish chart. Current framework on the 15-minute is bullish. Like I said, if we had some sort of divergence at the AM high, different story. But the previous 4-hour high, good. Yeah, I'm not going to explain it again. Don't need to beat my head against the wall or beat the dead horse. So Bray trades in the PM. Been long since I was long since noon. I'm break even now. Getting close to my BE. Other than that, nothing. We've just been chilling, dude. How about you? A crazy AM session, no PM trades. Yeah, the AM was moving sideways. Had $29 of drawdown left in my Lucid Flex. Now I'm net positive. What the fuck did you do? Did you just kind of YOLO it and just capture something? I mean, with $29 of drawdown left, fuck. Kind of got to, right? That's crazy. With like 7 trades, it was bad. Is that what got you into the... How much drawdown did you start the day with? Oh, you started with that, and then you just kind of weaseled your way out of it. That's crazy. Yeah, call that a stroke of luck. Now show up tomorrow and just back to business. Just don't replicate that. I feel like I'm really getting somewhere with my strategy. What makes you say that? You guys are really helping my psychology, not gonna lie. I'm glad. Mainly psychological. Okay. That's, yeah. An edge is only as good as the trader that operates it. So you should definitely be focusing more on your psychology and your mindset while in the markets. You'll become a lot better. You'll become a lot better operator. A smooth operator, I may say. Pretty sure that's me. Missed me by a hair. Like your headband, is that new? No, it's not new. I just don't really wear it on stream. Had it for a while. My trading is definitely improving and it's 90% psychological. Good to hear, man. I'm glad that we're able to help you with the psychological side of things. That's honestly like more important to me than just teaching you technicals all the time. I think if we're rubbing off on you in a psychological manner too, I think that's awesome to hear. think we're going to call it here, gang. Been consistent with the live streams over the past month or so. Turning up. Nice. Yeah, you've been active. Very active. We appreciate you showing up every day, dude. But yeah, I think we're going to call it here. There's not a whole lot on my side that I'm interested in by any means. Probably going to get stop BE right now. Just got stopped. So that's going to be me today. Yeah, didn't like the shorts. Obviously, they panned out, but made my decision and I stand by it 100%. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. The PM session, a little bit of a slower session, but hopefully you guys did well. Leia will be streaming the London session. I think Alex and Kane tomorrow. And then Alex will be in the PM session. So far, that's what we got. So I will be back. Actually, this is my last stream of the week. So I will see you guys next week. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at 5K. We're like 80 people away. So thank you guys. And we will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.